Selamat petang semua. Hari ini kumpulan kita akan membentangkan problem-based test presentation. Saya akan memperkenalkan diri dahulu. Nama saya Eng Chen Hui. Lepas tu member grup saya SWETHA dan perempuan SUBRAMANIAM. Nombor matri saya 19/21F 2019. Member saya 19/21F 2030. Question 1. You work for a small private company and the owner is really trying to save money. She come to you with an advertisement for an Apple Store product that she read about in a magazine. At that stage, the only solution you ever need to get a free door. Your boss think that the company should totally change to use the open source application and no longer use the licensed product anymore. She asks you to prepare all the documentation for transition open source product for operating system, application software, server, and for web-based administration. To including your justification that need the hardware requirement specification in the office. Question 2. You are an IT specialist working for the last financial institution in California. You have just finished college with a degree in information system management. This IT job is the first in your career life. You have recently been tested by the IT manager to apply the open source application in the institution within the due date given. The manager gives a few tests to you to be done. The test must be done in Linux operating system. The test is as below. 1. Create one example shell script using a VI editor. 2. Create configuration for internet connection. 3. Configure local and network printer. And 4. Add, display, and change user and group account.
Question 3. Use the internet, books, or another resource to learn more about 3 Linux window managers or desktop environment that were not discussed in this chapter. For each, describe its common usage and benefits over other window managers and desktop environments. In addition, list how each was developed. Question 4. Linux is a clone of Unix, the multi-user operating system which can be accessed by many users simultaneously. Linux can also be used in mainframes and servers without any modifications, but this raises security concerns as an unsolicited and malicious user can corrupt, change, or remove crucial data. For effective security, Linux divides authorization into 2 levels, which is ownership and permission. The concept of Linux file permission and ownership is crucial in Linux. As a network administrator, you need to give a detailed description to all your staff in organization. Your explanation need to cover the important part of the ownership in Linux and also what users should know about the permission in Linux. Question 1 have 4 contents. First, operating system. Second, application software. Third, server. And last, web-based administration tool. The first operating system is system software that manages computer hardware and software resources and provides common service for computer programs. The most widely used Linux distributions are OpenSUSE, Fedora, Arch, Ubuntu, and Fedora. Example, first, Arch Linux is customization capability, new, up-to-date, and advanced technology, simplicity. The second example of Fedora Linux is supports virtualization, supports multiple file formats, large community, high security environment. The last example of Ubuntu Linux is free and open source operating system, more secure, runs without install, shell, command line interface. Application software. Computer software developed specifically to aid a user to perform any specific task. and end user program divided into two classes. Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is a word processor developed by Microsoft. It was first released on October 25, 1983 under the name Multi-Tool Word for Xenix Systems, a graphical word processing program that users can type with. It is made by the computer company Microsoft. The purpose of the Microsoft Word is to allow the users to type and save documents. Similar to other word processor, it has helpful tool to make documents. Microsoft Word usually comes pre-installed on Windows-based computer because it is a Microsoft product. Canva. Canva is an online design tool that offers users the opportunity to create professional-looking posters, slideshows, image, even flyer, resumes, cards, certificates, infographic, and other media. It allows anyone to create fascinating design for personal and professional use. It is specially made for people who are not graphic designers and who cannot invest in hefty amounts to create professional designs. A lot of professional editing tools require subscriptions for the usage of their tools. Still, Canva offers many of its features for free, so you do not need to pay anything to create visually appealing designs.
Third, a piece of computer hardware or software that provides functionality for other program or device called client. Example, IIS, Internet Information Service, a Microsoft web server that runs on Windows operating system and is used to exchange static and dynamic web content with Internet users. IIS can be used to host, deploy, and manage web applications using technologies such as ASP, NET, and PHP. Glassfish, an open-source Jakarta EE platform. Application server project started by Sun Microsystems that sponsored by Oracle Corporation. Glassfish link resides outside of IBM.com. It's an open-source Java EE application server launched by Sun Microsystems in 2006. Web server, computer software and underlying hardware that accept requests via HTTP or is secure via HTTPS. Last, web-based administration tool. Complete is an open-source Linux server administration solution. You can start container, manage storage, set up the network, and check the log. Among other things, it has the ability to simultaneously manage and watch over several servers. To monitor a system, you only need to include it, copy it, you take care of the rest. It is also come with some features in cloud, manage Docker container, visualize system in cloud, web-based shell in terminal. Question 2 have 4 content. First, quick one example shell script using a VI editor. Second, quick configuration for internet connection. Third, configure local and network printer. 4. Add display and change user and group account. First, quick one example shell script using a VI editor. Step 1, we type VI script and file name script sample.sh. Echo what is your name, read name, type why you choose this company, $name. Plus 2, remark, I hope can get experience in this remark. And last, we have to type exq for save the file. Step 2, type bash script sample.sh to get what output. Second, quick configuration for internet connection. We go to the setting and file network and click new profile, name PBT or source and add the profile. And next step, we go to the printer, add a printer and we will file it CUP as BRF printer. Third, add display and change user and group account. First, we create account, use the sudo user add, click new account, sudo password, and display, Get password. Finished. To create account, we go to the CD document to make directory and create the ownership and create the group. And last, we display the file and account. Use ls-l.
Question 3. First content is Linux Window Manager. Linux Window Manager have three. First fsum, second i3 Window Manager, and the last is xmonad. First fsum is an open source Windows Manager written in Lua programming language. The project started as a fork of DWM, Dynamic Window Manager, and evolved into a full-fledged Linux Window Manager. It features simple window management and is relatively fast. Second, i3 Window Manager, a manual window tiler written in the C programming language. It features different window organization settings to modify elements to suit your styles. User will like the fact that it can be straightforward to configure it via a plain text file. The project team decided to create a fast and minimal window manager that is appealing to advanced users. The last is xmonad. Xmonad is a free open source dynamic tiling window manager for Linux written in the Haskell programming language. You can configure it easily through a configuration file that helps you personalize its behavior to suit your needs. Users with no prior experience with Haskell can experience challenge in configuring xmonad. Question 4 have two contents. First, Linux permission, and the second is Linux ownership. Linux permission has three. The first read, the second is write, and the last is execute. The read is this permission allowed you to read the contents of the directory. However, that means that you can view the contents of file stored within the directory. This permission is required to have things like the ls command work. The second is write. The write permission gives you the authority to modify the contents of a file. The write permission on a directory gives you the authority to add, remove and rename files stored in the directory. Consider a scenario where you have to write permission on file but do not have write permission on the directory where the file is stored. The last is execute. In Windows, an executable program usually has an extension exe and which you can easily run. In Unix or Linux, you cannot run a program unless the execute permission is set. If the execute permission is not set, you might still be able to see or modify the program code provided read and write permission are set, but not run it.
Last, Linux ownership. A user is the one who creates the file. By default, whoever creates the file becomes the owner of the file. A user can create, delete, or modify the file. Group. A group can contain multiple users. All the users belonging to a group have same access permission for the file. You can use group to assign permission in a build instead of assigning that individual. A user can belong to more than one group as well. Other, everyone that is not the owner or in group. For example, if you have a file that is root, then root is owner. Process or user in the root group have a group permission and you are treated as other. All Linux files belong to an owner and a group.